Good morning, and thank you for joining us again. What a great thing it is to be young, to have all the energy and enthusiasm, to believe that nothing is impossible, to believe in happy endings if you like. It's not so easy as you get older. One lady wrote to her son and said, "The minister came to call and see me the other day. He said at my age I should be thinking of the hereafter." I said, "I do it all the time. No matter where I am, whether it's the living room or the dining room or the bedroom or the kitchen, I ask myself, now what am I hereafter?" Ageing has its challenges. If we're careful, faith can easily give way to despair. It could have happened to Paul. He writes from prison, "Nobody came to my support, everybody deserted me." He was the greatest Christian teacher in the world, and he couldn't count on the support of his friends in the church. I once saw a church sign which said in large letters, "We care about you." I don't think they realised the irony of it, because underneath in smaller letters it said, "Sundays 11 a.m. only. We care about you. Sundays 11 a.m. only." It happens. Jesus picked 12 people and one of them betrayed him. Paul gave his life to starting churches and some of his closest friends let him down. No wonder he felt weary. But elsewhere he can say, "I've fought the good fight. I've finished the race. I've kept the faith." I remember reading a book by a woman who had faced many problems, but she said, "God doesn't promise we'll be winning at half time, but we will win the game." Paul believed that God was with him and he would not give up. 62-year-old Miriam finally passed her driving test. It was her 40th attempt. Unfortunately, after spending so much money on driving lessons, she couldn't afford to buy a car. Maybe it's just as well. Or David Guest, 632 lessons before he passed his driving test. He said, "I wore out 8 instructors and crashed 5 cars before I passed." The secret was simple. He finally switched to a car with automatic transmission. The problem was he couldn't get around which was the clutch and which was the brake. He didn't give up. I love Paul. I love him. He came through so much. Shipwrecks, imprisonment, scourgings. The Romans were harsh on their prisoners, but he kept going. Yes, so many of us are a bit like that. Weekly I come up against folk who have faced all sorts of issues, who carry all sorts of burdens, and yet, like Paul, they don't give up. I take my hat off to them. Like Paul, perhaps they too can say, "I've fought the good fight. I've finished the race. I've kept the faith." Thank you once again for listening to me this morning. God bless you.